you're penalized anyway. The whole problem, I believe, with religion is that it doesn't teach you to have objective thinking, and it makes you have such a negative view of yourself. I mean, there's nowhere to go but up. And this whole idea of purity culture and gender roles and what your role is in society is so toxic. If women aren't perfect, or they're not the perfect wife, I mean, advertising survives every year and makes billions of dollars because people don't like who they are. You have to have this type of product to be the perfect wife. You have to use this kind of hair cream to have the most perfect hair. I mean, when's the last time you've seen an advertisement where someone told a woman they're perfect the way they are, just be the best version of yourself without changing or mutilating your face? I haven't seen one. I have not seen an advertisement in years that says on it that this woman is perfect, not because she's wearing a product, a shirt brand, or a specific type of shoes. No matter who you are, and no matter what environment you're in, you're never good enough. And I think it stems all the way down to the idea that people have to be perfect. And this is what Christianity is all about. If we're perfect, we don't need God. So therefore, to need God, you can't be perfect. It is so toxic the way Christians in fundamentalist culture view themselves. Women, they view themselves like they're not fully adult. They're not fully functional. They have to have a man lead them because they don't believe they're worthy enough to be in charge or to make their own decisions. I mean, in fundamentalist Christianity, every decision you make is about God. It's never about what's right for you. It's what God has planned. And if you get the message wrong and you misunderstand what God wants you to do, it can destroy your faith. I've known people that have left Mormon churches and every denomination of Christianity because they get mixed signals when it comes to what God wants them to do. And every religion has the issue of what do we do with people who don't fit into established roles? And it's not just about gender, race, and any other components. There's a hierarchy in structure. And the more perfect you are, the more height you can get into hierarchy. Do you think anybody is going to elect or vote for someone in a church that isn't deemed as perfect a male or female as possible? People can live their whole life faking normalcy, faking that they don't have a mental illness until they can't fake it anymore. Or they have enough self-respect to leave these toxic cultures. People and families, they hide mental illness as a lurid secret. And if you read the Bible, I mean, we've talked about how the Bible views mental illness as God's judgment. Or he makes someone suffer for 30 plus years so he can use someone as a miracle. Imagine living in ancient Israel with all of the biases and sexism and just horrible way that certain groups were treated. Imagine being blind or deaf, or, and I don't like the word crazy, because in psychology, nobody's crazy. They have disorders. Imagine living in a world that does not understand any modern medicine. They don't understand how the heart works and how your brain functions and hormones, which are usually the things that cause mental illness. Brain, that it doesn't develop properly. Because from what I've heard, if your brain lobes don't develop properly, you have a higher chance of things like schizophrenia. Back then, they didn't understand much of anything unless it was like the herbs and the really old-fashioned medical information, which half of it is myth or kills you. Imagine living 30 years like that before you're miraculously cured by the person who is claiming to be the person who gave it to you. Is it really a miracle if the person who causes a problem fixes it? Not in my opinion. If you cause a problem or permit someone to be born with a mental disorder and you cure it, that doesn't make you a good person. It means you're cleaning up your mess. And very few ancient countries had a level of the basest or lowest respect for people with mental or developmental disorders. And the medical field has changed a lot. I mean, we no longer believe that epilepsy and any form of seizure or strobing, Tourette syndrome, we don't believe, at least 99% of the world doesn't believe that it's demonic possession anymore. We may have our other problems, but we don't believe that every time somebody has a medical or bodily issue that it's the devil jumping inside somebody. There are still places in the world that believe that, or it's some demonic entity from another religion. But in some ways, fundamentalist Christians are as superstitious and demonically fearful as people from the Middle Ages. I mean, you can't even watch a movie without thinking that something's going to jump in you. And my mother never let me watch things like Harry Potter because she thought you can get demons from watching Harry Potter. Oh, we can't go to a Christian choir performance at a Mormon church or a Catholic church because you'll get demons being in the building. I mean, Christian fundamentalists can be as superstitious, ignorant, and racist as people were back when the Catholic Church ruled the world. And not much has changed when it comes to how people view someone who, with no fault of their own, has some type of illness or malady. And when you erase these issues that 1 out of 5 people on average, and I'm very sure it's much higher because with the fear and everything, people don't want to get diagnosed. They don't want to come out of the closet when it comes to mental illness. And how many people have died because their religion or religious environment will not talk positively about these kind of people? And I believe that if you grow up and live as an adult in a world that uses mental illness as a lesson of why God is supreme, or that God can use mental illness for good when he caused it to begin with, you are creating an environment where people feel like crap for no reason that they can stop, prevent, or change. And it's so sad. People have such a low opinion of themselves and the kind of things that they go through. It is so sad. And I didn't even know what depression was. I didn't understand that depression doesn't always and doesn't usually look like someone who is very depressed. Depression can mask itself through someone who laughs and makes jokes. Someone who may be reserved, but they don't look like they're detaching from their social sphere or activities. I mean, Robin Williams, he did not give the stereotypical reaction of what you would expect someone with deep depression to exude. I mean, the number one funniest man on the planet was the most unhappy. So you can't see depression as what the stereotype might or might not be. And gender does play a big role in how you can gain help. I mean, imagine growing up in an environment where boys are told they are in charge, they have to be alpha male, they have to marry a woman whether they want to or not, and they have to be an example and a role model for everybody, man or woman. So you can imagine that if a man struggles with any form of bodily, psychological, emotional issues where he isn't performing to the height of expectation, he risks losing everything from his job to his relationships, the